You know what they say, you either get ranked in the bottom half of the best Big Brother villains of all time, or you live long enough to make it into part 2. Internet, welcome to the top 5. These villains need no introduction. If you missed part 1, check it out at cover numbers 10 through 6. Now we are entering top 5 territory with the best of the best, just the true menaces this show has inflicted upon us over the years. At number 5, we have a man who was the equivalent of one of those ferocious barking dogs that was off its leash and just wouldn't back down. And no, it was not a Chihuahua. This dog is an MMA fighter from Big Brother 11. It is Russell, because the man is best known for his ability to confront literally everyone and everything. Explosive personality, check. Volatile arguments, check. Desire to break Ronnie in half every other day, check, check, and check. Russell was that menace. He was argumentative and disagreeable and loud about it. He was a hothead, he fought people for a living, and he was kind of like the bouncer for Jesse at the beginning of the season. Whereas I ranked Jesse at number 9, Russell eventually took over for Jesse as the true villain. When he would go on to argue with Chima, Lydia, Brayden, only to then turn around and troll the ever-living crap out of Jeff and Jordan. And then you just get the bullying of Ronnie, which I think he would say was justified because Russell's everyday tactics were basically to force people to just go with him. He would strong-arm other players into working with him, and as we saw, it didn't always work out. His closest allies at the beginning of the season all turned on him after a few weeks because he couldn't keep his mouth shut, and with this cast, any off-color comment was going to trigger a nuclear meltdown. Russell was in the thick of it, and given his propensity for cataclysmic drama, I had to include him in this top 5.
My plan is to embarrass Jeff, attack his integrity, and have him bury himself in his own grave. Technotronics. Yeah. At least I got brains, though. Yeah. Please, Mom, maybe some brains.
You spelled shotgun, you dork.
Technotronics.
Shotgun, get real.
Hey, Jeff, why'd you get out? Oh, I spelled Technotronics wrong. Oh, is that a word? Yeah, I made it plural.
Dude, you spelled shotgun. Are you serious right now?
I spelled it correctly. Who spelled it correctly?
That's for sure.
Any day of the week.
No problem, brother. No problem.
I will take you any day.
No problem, dog. This ain't WWF. I'll knock you out.
Just trying to start trouble.
No, I'm not trying to start any trouble, because either way, I won, I'm up here, so I'm safe. But the fact is, you never tell the truth. Dumbasses in here.
Yeah, we're dumbasses. Get over yourself! Liar!
Really?
Yes!
Am I?
Yes,
Really?
you're
Am
the
I?
rat!
Am
You're
I?
the rat!
Am
Russell.
I? Am I the
yes,
rat?
you are!
It doesn't seem like it. Just because you yell doesn't make you right. Remember that.
You can't hear, can
I
you?
can hear you.
Those old ugly ass cauliflower ears.
that's right.
You can't hear.
How old are you right now? 34? Act your age.
Number 4 is another hothead who would argue had the hottest head this side of Hollywood, because his idol was Brad Pitt, and sure, why not? From Big Brother 5, it's Jace. Sorry, Brad Pitt 2.0. Because you can't join an alliance of 4 guys, call yourself the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, terrorize the house with weeks of controlling gameplay, and not be considered for all-time villains, can you? And when I think about it a little more, these guys are like the more villainous, rough draft version of the Brigade. And something tells me Jace wouldn't make the cut if he was thrown on season 12. But here he is on BB5, basically ruling the game from jump like a Mad King tyrant overlord. He argues with everyone, he acts like a complete fool, he can't stop checking himself out in the mirror with every pass, he flirts with all of the women, and just makes his one-dimensional strategy so transparent. Really, you're just gonna win everything? What are you, evil Cody Calafiore? Jace antagonizes the house so much, alongside his partner in crime Scott, that another ally of theirs, Drew, another horseman, turns on them after a couple of weeks to evict Jace's showmance. The rest of the house hate Jace and his alliance, and Drew wants to play the middle, and so he neuters Jace before his very eyes. And then, to make matters worse for Jace, a few weeks after that, a scheme is hatched where the rest of this house creates a new strategy called the Back Door, the 6-finger plan, where Jace can't play in the veto comp and has no recourse to save himself. He is completely screwed, and it's all by his own doing. Karma was seriously a boomerang with this guy, and his comeuppance was satisfying as all get out. He's also one of the most classic villains the show has ever seen.
Jace? Buddy, old pal, old friend? Please use it on me.
I'll consider it. I would just like to say, those of you that conspired against me this week to vote me out of the house, 2 words: kiss my ass.
We could use the veto to take Diane off, stick Jace up. Nothing he could do about it.
Turns out I received my key first, ladies and gentlemen. I think that maybe I kind of hit more buttons with Nokomis than I think Diane maybe has since she's been in this house with her.
It's like he had to pick 6 in the Illinois lottery. He's still thinking he cool as a Frosty the Snowman. He could just be in complete shock when he found out the fix is in.
I can't wait. I can't believe he
Did
didn't
I sell
figure
it?
it out.
You're safe.
No, but I'm not even playing.
I pieced it all together.
They just replace it with like me, for example, right? So that's a win-win because they got the votes in the house.
Nokomis didn't put me on the block because she wanted to save me. She didn't put me on the block because she knows that I'm capable of taking myself off with the golden veto.
I can't play. I can't win. Put me up. I go.
And speaking of Big Brother 12, the 3rd best villain goes to Rachel Riley. But not so much Rachel on season 13, just season 12. I think Rachel on BB13 is more of an anti-hero. But in BB12, oh boy, what a lightning rod of drama and villainy. Rachel comes swooping in, hanging on to a slippery wiener, and meets Brendan, her future husband, and the two of them essentially trade power for the first half of the game. Rachel wins HOHs, Brendan wins vetoes, and every other week sees Rachel in power at the top of the food chain. And then, of course, every week she's not in power, she is basically the primary target and is crying about it. It's not just Rachel being a sore loser that puts her here, it's the overt characterization in the show, in the episodes, the over-the-top dramatics, the classic mean girl vocal fry. It's leaning on Brendan 24/7, isolating herself socially, playing another one-dimensional game that earns her no favor. She gets catty with Monet and Brittany, she can't stand Kathy, she has this weird love triangle rivalry with Annie, pretty much her only ally the whole season outside of Brendan, and she's just an overall difficult person to live with in the house. Everyone has to walk on eggshells around her, they hold their tongue, and when they don't, things get messy. Better grab a life vest, Kristen. But at this point, she is so iconic for everything that she's done, the one-liners, the drama, the hysterics. She is for sure in my top 5, and at this point, top 3.
Who wants to see my HOH room? Nobody. In fact, we'd rather hang ourselves. But guess who's most excited?
Flirters, you better grab a life vest. Kristen. And I heard you and Hayden making out last night. What you guys all
Why would we
stop
ever
the
do
lie.
something so stupid?
Because you're so smart, Kristen?
Yeah,
Because you
I
have
am.
a fashion degree?
Yeah.
You have zero common sense. Zero.
Oh, I have no common sense.
Zero.
2 HOHs. Common sense.
Exactly.
I never have said anything bad about either one of you.
That's why you told her that you would put, if you were up, you would put us up.
If you won HOH this week, would you put me and Brendan up? I don't know what I would do. I don't think I would get you guys.
Nominal. And the irony of them being in a boxing ring is not lost on me, okay?
Count your friends in the house. Done already?
Do I need to be your friend?
Rachel came in there guns blazing. I'm sitting back and like, you know what? Let them duke it out, let them fight.
But you come in here the same way that you've been the last few weeks, and everybody in this house dislikes you.
Does everyone in the house dislike me?
Who likes Rachel?
I'm friends with everybody, bro.
Do you have to be the biggest bitch because you're gay?
No, Rachel, I'm not a big bitch because I'm gay. I'm a big bitch because you're an absolute monster. You're a wicked witch. Why don't you get on your broom and fly back inside?
Nobody in this house is your real friend, Reagan. Nobody likes you in real life.
You're here for a limited time because your boyfriend did a Pandora's box and unleashed something horrible in the house. Talking to you is like talking to the most vile devil child in the world, and I'm done with it, baby, because I'm done with you, because your game in this house is over.
And now we get to this top 2. The iconic top 2 greatest villains in all of Big Brother. And similar to how I ended part 1 with a duo, let's keep the momentum going by talking about 2 players from Big Brother 2, Big Brother 7, and sort of Big Brother 14, because you will never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy than when you enter the town of Chill. At number 2, it's Mike Boogie Malin, and at number 1, it's Dr. Will Kirby. Hey, they don't call him the evil doctor for nothing. The very first villains to ever grace our screens, from Big Brother 2, the most obnoxious alliance to first set foot in that house, these two guys managed to turn the entire house against them and unify under an alliance named simply called TOP, the other people. They didn't even have a rallying cry, they just were not Chilltown. And that was enough, because Will and Boogie were pure villains. They wore it proudly on their sleeves, and everyone else knew it. And with no blueprint of the game to draw upon, all of the other people on BB2 solemnly swore to take out the villains first, take out the trash, by evicting Will and Boogie before anyone else. And then they would start really playing the game. That was how aggravating these two guys were. And while Boogie was evicted a few weeks later, it's worth noting that Will wasn't. You don't really evict Will that easily, do you? Dr. Will is hands down the best villain of Big Brother, if only because he is the devil of Big Brother. He's Beelzebub, Mephistopheles, he is the master of mirrors, and Raphael. You make a deal with him and he returns that favor twice-fold because, like that monkey's paw, you may get what you want, but there's always a cost. And it's always worse than you realize. Will and Boogie revel in their chicanery. They delight in their mischief, in their wheeling and dealing of doom. Repeatedly on season 2 and 7, they tell every player what they want to hear, and then next week, they do the total opposite, all while telling the other players exactly what they want to hear. How they spun Janelle and Erica and Danielle and James and Howie in circles over and over. How Will took Hardy and Nicole for a ride of their life, only to lose to him after he threw the Final Four HOH while pissing himself on a waterbed in the backyard. And he was more happy to win a giant jar of peanut butter in the process. When Will is rejoicing after losing that competition, he's not rejoicing for the peanut butter jar, he is rejoicing because he just turned the tables on his two biggest enemies. You don't often see players get happier at the sight of others' misery at their plight, but these two do. They steal prizes from the rich and the desperate to feed themselves. They lie to everyone left, right, and center, and they only do it to further their own agenda. They purposefully want you in the dark so you can't see just how villainous they're being. And God, you know, the results speak for themselves. They've both won this game doing it. The last thing Dr. Will ever said after he won season 2, being the first ever winner of this game, millions of people are watching him. He said he planned to blow the money on dumb stuff. Just totally waste it. Mic drop.
To me, this show was really fun. I know a lot of people were relying on it for financial freedom, and for me, it was just, a summer. So I'm going to have a lot of fun with it. I'm going to waste it.
You know, I really try to teach everyone the deep, dark, dankest dungeon that I call my own heart.
You don't shake your head. I'm just trying to explain.
And they just won't pay attention. I tell them right to their face, I'm going to stab you in the back. I'm going to lie to you. That's what I've been doing. I'm going to continue to do it. And they look me right in the face, and they say, no, you won't. We trust you. You're a good guy. And I burn them every time.
They're just capable of doing stuff, I think, that I know I couldn't do to win.
Right.
Funny
People I love, I will love anyway.
They're sucking up to
Nicole.
Really,
cracking me up.
Really sucking up to Nicole. My goal is to bring them down.
Good.
Whether I win or not, you know?
That's all I want to see.
You're right.
What's
You
up?
have pissed the whole house off.
I know. I'm telling you, I'm at the top of the hit list.
I did a whole assessment last night. It's like, okay, Will.
Exactly.
Will.
And you have to ask yourself, can anyone take pleasure in watching groups of people get angry at each other and tear each other apart verbally, psychologically, and emotionally? I can, and I sit there and do it every day. I love it. I love to watch them pull each other apart. They're ripping at each other like carnivores. It's like a headhunter fest, and they're all trying to eat each other's brains out. I think the difference between everyone else in the house and myself is that I have claimed to be dishonest and evil and backstabbing from the beginning, and they're all now realizing that that's what they are.
Will has played this game the way he came in, consistently evil, but that's what he came in here to do. That was, you know, his strategy. Come in here, be evil, be rude, lie, and win the game.
When we came in this house that first night, it was all smiles. Everyone held up a glass, we put some champagne in it, and we had a toast.
for the establishment of friendship on a firmer and more lasting basis. Did you all do that? Look around the room. You all need to learn to love each other, and we need to all get along a lot better.
What was the deal with Will's speech?
I was like, who do you think you are? Will was an egotistical, arrogant man today.
If Will would have just shut his mouth.
He was almost looking down upon us, saying that, you know, you're not here now and what have you.
Will's speech did not sit with me very well.
Now, a lot of you have come up to me and you've said, Will, you don't really seem like you're into it. You don't really seem like you want to play. And you said, why? What was the reason for that? And I said to myself, I don't know. So I had to heart with myself, and I said, Will, what is the reason? Season 2, there was a lot of people I hated, and it was easy for me to motivate and find individuals that I disliked, and it gave me power. And I thought it was because I really liked everyone here. But then I realized it was the opposite of that. I can't find an individual to hate because I hate you all. There's no one I hate more than anyone else. I'm gonna ask to be removed from this game by you all. If you refuse to kick me out, I will be throwing every competition, I will throw every HOH, I will throw every POV, and I will throw every food competition. George is on slop, and I will do the best I can to ensure that we all are on slop, unless you get together, have a big group meeting, and vote me out. When you win, I win.
What makes Will and I stronger than the S6 Alliance is that we play with no fear. We're gonna end up running things in this house. It's just a matter of time.
I'm gonna pull the mask off. People aren't gonna like what they see. Looks gonna look like flesh on the outside. You rip it open, and it's just circuitry and wires. They don't even know what's gonna hit them.
Chilltown is on a little mission right now called Operation Double Date. And the way it works is I get very close to Erica, Will gets very close to Janelle using our charisma, good looks, and winsome personalities. And what these girls think is that they're winning our hearts and they're manipulating us, but what we're really doing is
ripping their hearts out of their chest and squeezing the blood in the pocket of their cheap blouses before they can blink twice. I'm not clairvoyant, but I know Mike Boogie pretty well, and I realized he was gobbling up as many prizes as he could.
Did someone sacrifice points to win $5,000 in cash? Yes.
Listen, money can't buy you love, but money can buy you stuff, and I love stuff!
I'm surrounded with people who don't understand the game. I'm completely alone. I'm so pissed off.
Danielle was gunning for me to get out of this house, and I think that her worst nightmare just happened. Oops, too bad, so sad. I'm gonna be here another week.
1 week later.
I'm in a very precarious position walking into this POV competition because 1, I have to show Janelle I'm a good competitor. 2, I have to make Janelle believe that I'm trying to eliminate Danielle from the competition. 3, I have to keep the Legion of Doom intact and make sure that Danielle wins this POV.
And what do you got, Dr. Will?
Trying to catch me riding dirty! Big Daddy's ready to ride the bull!
Will is such a cocky little bitch.
That means, Danielle, you win the veto, girl!
Thank you.
Great job.
Thank you.
Thank you, house guys.
Thank you. My boys represented. I feel so good.
The main thing was to get Danielle, but she didn't win the veto. What the hell happened?
I mean you tell us. James is in your alliance, and I'm the one who thinks he's throwing, and then he saves
You didn't
Danielle.
get rid of Danielle, though. You got rid of Marcellus.
Well, I mean, so what?
That's great. She's the HOH.
Boogie, you looked me in my face and you said you were gonna be my Jason. Well, Boogie, Jason would have never done what you did to me. So justify yourself.
I'll make you a deal, Danielle. You give me your vote to win the money, and if I go home to my TiVo and I don't see more than one Jason, I'll give you half. You were a very dangerous player that had to go, and I just won't apologize for it.
Bring!
Hello?
Hey, Boogie, it's Will.
What's up, man? How you doing?
Dude, are you in the final too?
So I think my case has been made for this top 5 and my overall top 10 best Big Brother villains. After 10 years, I have finally closed this chapter, And now we're about to open another one because what's on the horizon is a doozy. But for now, I want to know, what do you think about my picks for this top 5? Who would you say are the overall best villains of the show? A big thank you to my patrons for all your support. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to accept your honorary Chilltown membership badge on your way out. And I will see you in the next one. Once I find a way to turn the lights on in this room. Is it dark in here for anyone else, or is it just me?
Caller ID, Mike Boogie, what's up?
Yo, what's up, man? So check this out. You ready for the latest?
Sure.
I think I just formed a sub-alliance between us and James from S6 and Danielle, the girl we tried to vote out the first week.
This is Mike Boogie?
Yeah, they're going for it. Somebody get these fools a blindfold because they're in the dark. They're in the dark.